Stop.
Oh, sorry, guys. I just woke up. We're on the Fine Fit People channel, guys. And we're back for episode 5 of the One Try podcast. I was asleep because some of those other podcasts on this channel this week have been a bit more this. So, anyway, guys, we're back. I've got 2 special guests, 2 from my friends. And considering it's International Women's Day on the 8th of March, I think this is a fitting topic that we're going to talk about today. And I'll introduce my guests after the break. Peace.
Sorry, which camera?
All right, guys, we're back. The One Try podcast, the podcast that makes your Thursday all that much better. We're almost at the weekend, guys. So I'm going to introduce my 2 guests. As I said, it's International Women's Day, 8th of March. So we're going in on respect in the fitness industry, and basically we're going to see a female's perspective of how they found their careers to date coming up in the industry. So introducing my first guest, Miss Louise Grann, and my second guest, good friend, Sevgi Anar. Okay, so let's start with you, Louise. Tell me a bit about your background in the fitness industry here in Dubai to date.
Well, yeah, I've been in Dubai 2 years now. So I'm from Denmark, but I've been traveling a lot, and then I came here just to do PT. Actually. So I started just work. I started working for just a normal personal trainer company where we drove around. We were
like mobile PT.
Yeah, I was not based in a gym, so I just had my equipment in the car, and then I drove around to see my clients. I still do that a little bit, but right now I'm working for Real Boxing Only in Al Quoz. So mainly being a boxing coach now, since that's my passion.
Some of you might have recognised her if you follow me. She used to fight for me, and she left my team, and now she doesn't fight for me because she's a dog. So so this is the same girl. So that's we've got her on. So Sev.
Yes.
Your background, girl. What's your story?
So I've been in the fitness industry now for maybe like 8 years. I've been in Dubai for 4.
Yep.
And I've been doing PT on and off here, as well as some other jobs. My experience so far with Dubai is and respect with female trainers has been so.
Right, before you go there,
we'll go into more details later.
Before you go into that, were you a PT back home?
I was a PT back home.
Okay, so PT back home, PT back home.
Yeah.
So both.
And PE teacher.
Okay, a PE teacher. Why the fuck are you doing this job then? Like, wouldn't you rather be a PE teacher?
No, I don't like kids that much.
Okay, there you go.
You don't like kids that much.
Well,
and she teaches them.
I didn't mean that. Can we cut?
So we've got 2 females coming from PT backgrounds from their respective countries coming into Dubai, and this is where we want to open up the conversation in regards to respect in the industry, how they found it coming into a industry like the Dubai fitness industry. So let's start it there, girls. Let's open it up there. We'll start with you, Louise. Like, you came in 2 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, 2 years ago. How have you found it to date in terms of like till now? And you've gone through being a mobile PT, now you're working for an established company. How have you found your upcoming to where you're at now? Has it been a struggle? Have you been through struggles? Have you found it hard in terms of just basically, and I'm going to ask it very
It's not about the respect, it's about everything.
Well, let me ask it black and white. Being a female in a industry such as the Dubai fitness industry, have you found it hard? And tell me why.
Tell me
why you haven't.
Well, to be honest, no, because I think that when you're driving around as a female PT, it's really good to be a female because it's mostly the local women who wants a girl to come and train them at their home because they can't have a male PT.
Yeah.
So that's actually really good for us. Like that benefits us in that way. But I think sometimes because what I like to work with strength training, with boxing, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's been a little bit different because some of the girls I've been seeing who wants to train has been like, well, but I don't want arms like yours.
Very particular.
I don't want shoulders like yours. And I'm like, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
I mean, look, that comes in under another topic
that's another
itself.
thing.
You know what I mean?
That's another thing.
So, like, you're saying that it's benefited you being a female in this market because you can attract a certain segment of this industry. So, like the local women from Dubai will gravitate towards you because you are female, right?
Yes.
So, cool.
And the same in the gym actually.
Yep.
Because I'm the only female coach in
Yeah,
the boxing
absolutely.
gym.
Yeah.
So all of those females who can't train with the male trainers would train with me.
Yep.
So that's pretty good.
And Sev,
And mine's like complete opposite to yours. So I prefer to do male training.
Yeah.
So I do more bodybuilding style training, and I prefer to train males.
Yeah.
So I don't do training in people's homes. So local women out of the question for me. I don't even go to their homes to train them.
Is there a reason why?
No, because I prefer to work inside a gym.
Yeah,
That's just
enough.
my style of training.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So most of my clients are males, but with that comes a lot of difficulties because you've got to sift through a lot of bullshit with the males, being a female PT, to be able to find decent males that are serious about training.
Yeah, absolutely. So going back to the, you know, your rise in the industry, did you find it when you first arrived, being a girl in a let's say it was a very male dominant industry when I got here, you know, 13 years ago, it was just men. You get your odd female, but there'd be more group instruction, boot camps style.
Yeah.
On the gym floors, it was all the boys, you know? And when a female did come onto the gym floor, it was like shit. Like, and, you know, being from back home, Australia, like everyone's respected. Doesn't matter what you do. The gym floor is full of respect. But I found it very different here from where you're from. You know, you're painted with the same brush almost, you know what I mean? So being...
You've been here a little longer than us as well.
Yeah,
so
absolutely,
it's like,
yeah.
So in the beginning,
It's
I can
evolved,
imagine.
it's evolved.
Yeah.
But I still do feel that in some gyms in Dubai, it's like, well, what does she know? She's a female.
To be
you know
fair,
what I mean?
I felt like that when I started, a little bit when I started in the boxing gym.
Yep.
When I took over the classes for the guys.
Yep.
And I had guys saying to me, they would be like, oh, but you know, you got pretty big shoes to fill in.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, just because I'm a girl
Fucking
doesn't
knock
mean
your
I can't
teeth out,
box.
bro, with this right hand. Don't worry,
Hey,
all good.
Hey.
No, look,
I think with me, because of the person that I am, I'm quite a really strong person.
Yeah.
And I've come from Australia. I'm quite confident on the gym floor.
Yeah.
So I do see just a normal female PT walking into one of those gym environments, like those bodybuilding gyms, to be quite intimidated. I would understand why they would be, because the males do look at you like a piece of meat.
Yeah.
So it's not even about I know more than these female PTs. They don't even look at you as a PT. They look at you as a piece of meat.
Look, especially for you, if you're very strict on the niche that you train, so bodybuilding's your thing, you're a small fish in a big pond, right? With all these guys, and a lot of them are juice heads, and like the common eye would see the guys who are that massive and just huge, going, would they know what they're doing?
Yeah.
What would this little female know if she's trying to give me advice on bodybuilding?
Yeah.
That's going to be always a stigma
See, that
attached.
hasn't even been an issue for me.
Yeah.
So finding clients, I find a lot of males, not necessarily bodybuilders, but a lot of males, they want to get into bodybuilding, but they feel intimidated by
with the
these
bigger
big
guys.
boys.
Yeah, fair play.
So that's where I come in, and they feel more comfortable with me as a female. And, you know, as a strong, confident female, they feel more comfortable training with me.
Yeah.
So that's not really the issue for me personally.
Now, let me get... I thought this a couple of weeks ago. So there's a certain female on my gym floor. She does similar training. I guess we'll call it strength training in a nutshell. she was loading the bar for her client. It would have been going up towards the 110, 120 mark. And having the experience I've got just from the eye, I said, this guy's not capable of lifting 120 in a back squat, right? So it was a dangerous, quite dangerous lift to be doing that kind of weight. Now, I have a thing, right? And this may be wrong, but it's my coach's perspective. Everyone's coach has a different perspective on our outlook on it. Unless I know what 120 feels like on my back, how am I going to then judge by the look of my client when they're in the, pushing out of the hole or in the deep squat, if they are able, or my coaching cue is like dump the bar or push out of it, or are you able to tell?
I don't think you necessarily have to lift that weight to be able to tell whether your client can lift that weight or not. So if your client's doing comfortably 90 kilos and then you bring them up to, of course you're going to do that gradually. But if you're an idiot and you're going to put the weight up to 100 kg and clearly your client can't do it, then...
Okay, my point... Okay, so I probably answered that, asked that the wrong way. Sorry. Should coaches be... training in that select style, all right? Like you said, I absolutely agree. You don't need to be lifting that same weight to teach someone to lift heavier. But should you be, as a coach, training in that style yourself so it could be 60 kilos on that weight. You're still going to know the feeling of bar on your back at load, right?
Yeah.
So would you agree with me that if you're going to train somebody in that style, you need to be training that style yourself?
Course.
Absolutely.
Well, I would say
yeah.
Right, and this goes to my...
But this is with everything.
Of course. So with boxing.
Boxing, boxing, what...
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with that. Like, if it's for fitness and you're just holding pads, that's not a thing. But there's the issue of when they're starting to try to teach a jab or a right hand and you see it's not on. But then the biggest fucking issue I have in gyms all across this city is when it comes to niche, like sports like Olympic lifting. Apparently every coach in this city is Olympic like qualified.
Yeah.
I'll teach you a snatch. I'll teach you a clean.
Yeah. But I think that comes down to them just trying to make money. So they don't really care whether they're qualified or not. And that's what differentiates a good personal trainer.
Yeah.
And that's quite sad for the rest of us because...
Well, look, I think, let me ask you both this question. In your time here, have you thought you've had to vary your style of training or change your style of training, or have you been stubborn enough in the right set, like the right words to say, I'm going to stick to this style because this is my style, and then hopefully I will attract the members who want to train with me? What have you have you had to, have you felt like you've gone up and down in your styles?
I talked with you about this before. If I meet with a client on a consultation and I feel like I'm not the right trainer for them, I would tell them straight away. Because it's like, first of all, it's not doing any good for them. And it's not doing any good for me either. Yeah, the money, but in the end, I don't care about that. If I can hear what they're looking for is not me, then I'd rather say, listen up, this is not going to work.
So look, I think that's a little bit of advice for anyone younger in this game trying to come up as a PT. We've all been there. Look, it's one of the hardest industries. You have to agree. You two have to agree. One of the hardest. I sometimes look at females in this industry and I go, fuck, they might get it a little bit easier because of female clients wanting female trainers, like you just said. But then on the other end, because
that's the case.
Well, look,
I see a lot of female clients wanting to train with male clients, and a lot of male clients wanting to train with female clients.
Absolutely. Look,
maybe not in boxing.
But also,
in general, But I think it's a good bit. Like if you're a young trainer coming up in this industry, I think you can't be good at everything. You stick to a select few things, master your craft in those avenues, and always want to learn more. But what you're putting out to your members or your potential members and new clients is, I am a master at these things. And like you just said, if I can't serve you, I will find someone who can.
In saying that, like a PT should be able to tailor the training style for their client. So if someone is overweight, you're not going to be doing bodybuilding and trying to bulk them up.
But what we're seeing now in today, I've got these bodybuilder dickheads on the gym floor, straight up. And if they're watching,
I saw them today. Yeah,
they're like starting to do what their version of conditioning, they think conditioning is. Yeah. And that's a very broad spectrum word in this city.
Yeah.
I'm a strength and conditioning trainer. No, you're not. You're a fucking flog and you've just watched YouTube and you're literally copying shit off YouTube.
Yeah.
It makes no sense why you're doing that with your client.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what we're seeing now. Everyone's trying to do everything. And that's why when a consumer goes on to Instagram and says, oh, I want this PT. Like I had one last night. No bullshit. I had it last night. Happened to me. Do you train kickboxing? I'm like, no, we've got, go onto the work page, you'll see what we do. That's why I direct them straight to the work page. No, I'm not a kickboxing coach, but I can find you a kickboxing coach. She goes, oh, well, you know, I just want to learn the technique and that's fine. There's 3 coaches in our gym that can do that. She goes, okay, what about price? I wouldn't mind just doing boxing. I said, listen, our price point's the same across the whole thing. You either want to pay it or you don't. We're not fussed. I'm not going to bend the rules, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like coming up to my next point, as female trainers, go on.
Okay, so still with that point that we were talking about, and how we might feel that we need to change our training style. I see like a lot of women that train more efficiently than the big boys in the gym.
Absolutely.
The big trainers in the gym. So it means fuck all.
Yeah.
And no one should have to. I haven't changed my training style, and I wouldn't, because that's what I enjoy training.
Training, yeah, absolutely.
So there's no reason to change that for anyone.
Yeah.
But that's why you should be able to say no as well. Because even though you can tailor things for your client, you still have to see, okay, what is your goals exactly?
Yeah.
Like, can I help you get there in the best possible way?
Yeah.
Or would Nigel be able to do it
course.
better? Then I would rather give the client.
Of course. I get like yoga. Do you do yoga? Exactly. And I'm like, do I look like a yoga instructor to you?
No, absolutely. And that's look, but that's I think once you get to a bit of an age, you let go of an ego.
Yeah.
Because when you're younger, I'm like, I'll fucking give yoga a go, and I'll give this a go, and I'll do. And you end up just
younger though.
Well, with age comes wisdom, they say, right?
Yeah.
You hope. I know that I'm the wisest one on this table. I understand that, but
hasn't helped you, mate.
But listen, with what we're saying, like what I'm trying to say is that for the younger trainers, don't say yes to everybody, because you're not going to please everybody. If you can please 4 people out of your considered 10 clients, that's the best thing. You'll have those 4 people forever.
And again, put yourself in their shoes. Like if it was you asking for training, would you really want someone who was only in it 50%?
Look,
no.
Absolutely. I gave this advice to a friend of mine in Australia. He asked me last week, he goes, look, I'm getting bored of the gym. He's a general gym goer. He's got a bit of shit going through his head at the moment. So I said, listen, fuck the gym. Go and join a class, F45.
Yeah.
Go and be around people.
Yeah.
Feed off the energy of other people. I said, because do you really want some 20-year-old fucking gronk giving you life advice off an Anytime Fitness floor?
Yeah, no.
No thanks. And like you said, ask yourself, what would you want as a trainer?
I would get so pissed if I was having an interview with an instructor and they said, yeah, you know what? I got you. I can do that.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 sessions and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's not what I asked for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely. All right, let's go into my next little topic. Being females in an industry here, obviously social media plays a lot to do with what your businesses and your profiles do. Do you find that social media helps you in an industry like this, or do you think it can work against you? What I'm seeing personally, and I'm talking just females, let's keep it on the female thing, and is that a lot of females in this industry, or a lot of females who are posing to be in this industry, are using this as a negative tool. And I think it's coming back to bite them in the ass real hard, right? I know a lot of people who came through this system in Dubai and wanted to be on stage, WBFF models and this, that, the other. And that's great. To have a goal in fitness is great. That's amazing. I'm not knocking that. But it's what comes with this shit after, and the breakdown and the mental.
What's come with it?
Well, pretty much them falling off the perch pretty hard.
The coaching or Instagram.
Forget all that. I'm talking about the social, keeping up the social media aspect. Now you let me go through the journey to get on stage, and then you realize it wasn't for me, but like that's how everyone started following me, and that's how I got a bit of success out in the social media world. But now I've got to try to keep it up, and it's not what I wanted. Yeah, well, it's not what they wanted to do. They've you could turn around and go, "Fuck, it wasn't for me."
Yeah,
cool, thanks. But they're scared that they're going to lose that following or that social influence. You know what I mean? So then they just disappear, and then you say, "Oh, I deactivated Instagram and Facebook for 6 months," and you ask, well, "Why?"
Yeah,
we've done your fucking head in. Like straight up, it's not good mentally.
Okay, I don't know any of these people that you're talking about, but it is quite difficult, like as someone like myself, to have to keep that image going.
But why do you feel you have to keep
because
this is what I wanted to talk about.
This is going to be interesting because I think we're really different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, this is why I strategically picked these two girls.
We were very similar.
I strategically picked these two girls.
We both got a sleeve, we're both tough, and I thought we were similar.
Profiles and do that if you're listening. Like, take a look at.
Don't judge me, guys.
Yeah, like Adam both.
Don't judge, but
Adam both, and they're two different females. And that's why I picked them, because we're gonna get into it in the next 30. But two different females, two different parts of the industry. Very down-to-earth girls and good hearts. But what social media may perceive, it could be different. So that's why I'm asking the question. So do you think it can work in a negative or positive vibe for you, Sev?
Absolutely. It can work in both ways. So what I learned with social media is at one point I felt I had to post daily, once or twice a day. I had to keep up my image. I needed to make sure that I was creating content to please everyone else. And then it got to a point where I got so turned off social media. I just felt like it just wasn't me anymore.
Did you feel the pressure?
Absolutely, of course. Because there's a pressure to look a certain way.
Right.
And when you don't look that way, then everyone's like, what's happened to you?
Yeah.
Does that
do something to your mental?
Of course it does. Yeah. So probably about 2 years ago, I realized that it was just all pile of shit. And if I was to continue with Instagram, with social media, it was going to be either one, because it's stuff that I want to put out, that it's content that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Or I was to use social media for my advantage, so make social media work for me.
Yeah.
So I've made that shift. I post maybe like once a week now.
Yeah.
I post when I feel like posting. I really don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
But there is so much pressure there.
Do you think that's come again with you getting a little bit wiser to the industry and getting a little bit older and going, I don't really need to keep up with these?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. And like I've got other reasons now why I want to keep my social media working for me. Yeah. But that's how I look at it now. I look at it completely different. I look at it as social media to be working for me instead of me working for all these random people.
Right. And Louise, what about yourself? Like I know, knowing you for a while now, you came to me quite shy. I thought you were quite shy. Well, I thought that you were quite shy, like in terms of like putting yourself out there.
I never think I was shy, but I never been shy. But according to social media and stuff, it's just never been my way of doing things because I like to reach people in a different way.
Personally, right?
Yeah, personally. Yeah. I would always meet up with people, and I think, especially I'm from such a small country, like it doesn't really matter. Like if people want to get to know you, they will get to know you, and they don't need to go to an Instagram profile and check you out. Just come down to the gym and say, hey, this is Lou, she do this and this and that. And that's how I like it, and like people talking about you, passing things on. But yeah, according to social media, maybe I was a little bit shy, especially coming here, and I felt intimidated from the girls in Dubai. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, because I walk in like pretty natural. I don't really give a fuck about brands and makeup and stuff like that. I never had like anything done. I don't know, all of that. And then I look at all these chicks in Dubai, mainly personal trainers. And I'm like, how am I ever gonna compete with this? Yeah. And that's maybe why I was shy, because I can just not, you know, put a picture up in a bikini where I'm like standing, looking, you know, whatever. Yeah. Like, it's just not my way. So I was like, how do I do this? But then I figured that I just keep the rawness and keep being real, and that actually worked for me.
Which is good, because I thought, you know, you being a little bit younger than us, that it's very like rare that you find these young ones, and you're not much younger, but to follow that path and say, "I'm just be me." And because I remember you saying this, you told me this. You did once put a photo of you in a bikini, right? Remember?
Yeah, I even actually made a post about that.
Right, but that was sure after, But she put up a photo of a bikini, and like compared to her normal everyday stuff in the gym and her boxing, like this thing just blew up, and it went like likes after likes after likes. And you came into you came into the gym and said, "Look at this. This is what the fuck happens, right?"
Yeah. And it actually pissed me off a little bit. Yeah. That's why I made a post like 1 week later where I had like 4 photos, and I took out the likes. So it was like, okay, there was a photo of us sparring, I think, and then there was a photo of me in a bikini, and the one in a bikini would have like 3 times as many likes as the one where I was sparring. It was like, that is my craft. That's what I do. I'm like, if you are following me, you should be following me for this stuff and not that stuff. Yeah. And that actually, it made me a little bit annoyed, because I'm like, I'm trying to catch these people in. Yeah. Like, I think people have
there's so many aspects to this, but
and then I'm like, okay, so this is what you want. Even when I put up a selfie, like it will get so much.
There's so many different aspects to this that we could talk about. So for myself, if you have a look at my Instagram, you'll see me in half naked bikini photos. Do I have an issue with it? Absolutely not.
You're proud.
I'm Australian. This is how I've been brought up. I've been always very open. I've always been half naked. I walk around half naked all the time. So to me, it doesn't mean.
Watch your DMs fill up after this fucking show, by the way.
No, so to me,
show us your undies, girl.
It's nothing it's nothing to post a photo of me in a bikini, because that's usually what I'm wearing. Yeah. So it's fine to be both. This is what I'm trying to say.
If you're comfortable, man.
And we shouldn't be judging. If Louise wants to focus on just her boxing and be more conservative, that's completely fine. If someone wants to be open on their Instagram, then that should be completely fine too. Absolutely, it should be left to that individual. And if someone's going to judge that, that's their issue.
Right. So this goes into my next. I'm gonna focus on you, Sev, a little bit here. Right? So, like if you're, she's got a fucking fair few followers, right? So, which is awesome for her. Now, the content she puts up, like she just said, it can be quite racy. It can be however you take it. You don't know the girl, so you can't judge, but a lot of people, I'm sure, would, right? So, when you look at it, you might go, is she this way or is she that way, this, that, the other? Now, I'm going to ask you a question.
Tell me.
You do this a lot in your stories, right?
What do I do?
So you do, and you do it on purpose. I know you do this shit on purpose. What do I do? But on your stories,
I put my body.
Right. Yeah. She'll focus on fucking the TV, and then all of a sudden.
First of all, I have. Can I say this? Massive tits. Okay.
I was just about. You know how many times I've been looking at you. And
so whenever I take any sort of video, I'm pretty sure the video I posted has my tits.
Yeah.
In it.
Right.
They're always going to be there.
Yeah. Okay. So look. She is comfortable with her body. She and I love that. She loves who she is, and as she should. She shouldn't let anybody ever say that you can't do this, you can't do that. Now, with that said,
tell me
your attraction on social media. Are you or do you line yourself up for these creepy DMs, this, that, the other? And that's what I'm sure. You're going to say, I have got... So
many people ask me this question. What I have been trying to do with my social media is, if you have a look at my photos and that, they're pretty, like, sexy, racy. But when it comes to like my stories, I try to show the other side to me. The more serious side, the more playful side, the more real side.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, if you were to have a look at my DMs, I don't get any sort of dick pics. I don't get any of these messages.
Will now, though. I'm sure she's.
Was it
That's
just
not an
before
invite,
we were
by the
talking
way.
about dick
She
pics
ain't
on?
inviting.
Not on social. No, on that's Snapchat. I deleted Snapchat.
Okay,
years ago.
go on.
Yeah, so I actually don't receive messages. I don't receive things like that on my social media. So whatever way I'm doing it, I don't know if there's a specific way that I'm doing it that's avoiding that, because I know friends of mine that don't post photos of them in bikinis and they receive messages like that. So I don't know if I try to show that I'm quite tough on there, and I try to show that I won't put up with bullshit. And I'm pretty sure that's what deters a lot of people from sending me messages.
She's not afraid to call people out. I know that in the past people have DM'd her and straight up on her stories, name and all. So she will call you out if you do that shit.
It's cool as well to have the balance, I think. Because it is all about the balance in the end, right?
Well, it's up to the individual, right?
Yeah,
it's up to the individual.
Of course, that's right. And like, as I said, you do what's good for you. I have no issue with what I post. And if I sleep well at night, then, you know, I don't really care if anyone else has
And what about yourself? Like, as we said, your Instagram's a little bit more tame, as in terms of content.
Yeah.
But do you still get these like kinds of people slip into the DM and, you know?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I think that's just as a female, like.
And what kind
this
of
is what I'm asking.
This is what I want to know. What kind of messages do you get? Because I get "I love you" messages from people.
Yeah. I like people ask me to marry them like every day.
Stuff like that. But I don't actually get like sexual messages, not from Instagram. Like it's very rare that I get it from Instagram.
Well, yeah, I think actually I don't know if people are afraid that they will get caught.
Yeah,
maybe. Because it is like those weird messages you get, like, "Oh, can I marry you?" Like, and it's a serious message. Like, it's like, "I'm gonna come to Dubai and then I'm gonna marry you," and stuff like that. And you're just like, "Who is this?" But you do get
your odd.
And obviously, you know, knowing you both, you guys, it's like water off a duck's back, so you can read it and go whatever. But I mean, I'm sure this affects a lot of females in this industry as well, like in a negative way. Like,
Sorry,
I was just about to say, and you know, sometimes with the stuff that I post, it's like it's not just boys. Like girls can be weird as well.
So you get attention from both, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's not, whatever it is what it is.
Surprisingly, like when I've like advertised online for personal training, I receive more bullshit through there than I do through my social medias. And that's where those stories come from.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Right. So now my biggest thing, as like you both work in gyms, which is good. You said you're absolutely out of question that I'm coming to like any home gyms, which I think is pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Have you both ever in the last couple of years that you've worked here been indecently approached by men in this industry to do anything like unfitness related? Because I know there's stories. I've got personal friends of girls who've been, you know, offered cash to go on come to Russell Cayman with me for the weekend and shit like that. Like, you don't know these people.
Yeah.
Is there been any stories like that?
Yeah.
You have?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
tell it, baby. Tell it. Don't name anyone.
No, but you know, like I had like a couple of guys training with me where I think they were not interested in the training.
Yeah.
They were interested. You said that in the beginning as well. They were just interested in hanging out with me, inviting me out for dinners, like trying to keep it low key.
Right. Before you go on, would you go to these dinners? No?
Wow, you're looking
I'm asking. I'm just asking.
You're actually looking at me like, I'm pretty sure you're going to go.
I'm asking because my thing is that I do see a lot of this female behaviour, attention, both ways.
This is a problem with Dubai.
And some girls come to Dubai to get that.
There's so many girls that will do this,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of if they're in the fitness industry or not. There's so many girls, if you throw a little cash their way, they will do it. And unfortunately, because of that, we all get hit with it. I have been several times. I've been offered $10,000 just to do a body-to-body massage, no sex, nothing.
It's weird stuff.
10 G's, I'd do that for 10 G's. I'd do it for 5
I'm pretty
G's
sure
if
most
anyone's,
guys would, but no, I didn't, because obviously I'm not going to put myself in that situation.
Yeah.
First of all,
Really, yeah.
I've been offered a shitload of money from like
high-end
people to be their little doll at home. They'll put me in an apartment.
Because I have my eyes on this industry all the time, and I look at certain people and profiles. I'm like, how the hell are you affording to live the way you do on a PT set? Because I know what PTs make. I know what the best PTs make, and I know what an average PT makes.
That's the other thing. I know girls that are in the fitness industry that do that.
Yeah.
Me too.
And not only do that, they also have other girls that they pretty much pimp to these guys. So
see that, guys? Look, the fitness industry in this city there's a dark side to it, man. And
but
and
the
this is what I
problem
want to
is
talk
like,
about.
if you're a female and you're struggling, and you have these men offering to put you in an apartment, give you a car, give you spending money, you know what? 9 times out of 10, these women are going to go for it.
Yeah.
I've got too much ego.
But it's sad too.
Of course.
It's really sad. It's really sad. And I think a lot of those girls who actually do that are girls who are struggling, like, with lack of self-confidence.
Yeah, of course.
And that's how they get the attention, they get money, somebody's there, they feel like this guy's going to be there for them all the time because he's probably like,
In saying that, I don't judge anyone. Like, if they want to do that, let them do it.
Look, each their own, but it's about a safety
Yeah.
thing too, you know what I mean? Like, we live in a small community. I think it's sad if you're doing, not judging it that way. Like,
it's sad that you've gone to that.
You've gone to that. Your people go
course.
through their struggles and that. They have to do what they have to do to survive. I get it. But, men taking advantage of that is always fucking shit.
Well, I had that incident with that guy not too long ago. So he wanted to, I spoke to him. I tried to screen him for about a week. I had plenty of talks with him about starting to do PT with him. And then he said, can we do 2 hours tonight? And I said, well, I don't know what you want to do for 2 hours, but we can do 1 hour. And I said, but I don't have time tonight. We'll go tomorrow morning, meet me in the gym tomorrow morning. So I actually don't meet anybody outside the gyms.
It's good.
Because, I just don't want to put myself into those situations. And then I met him. He found the yoga studio.
Yep.
And was waiting in there for me. So when I contacted him saying I'm here, he said, I'm in the yoga studio. Can you come? Can you come here? And I said, well, I need you to come out so I can do a consult. Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm going to show you what style I want to do in the yoga studio.
What style on he's got?
So I went over to the yoga studio and he goes, oh, so I want to do like strength training. And I'm like, well, how do you want to do strength training?
And
So he basically went over to the mat, sat on his knees and said, can you come and sit in front of me? So I'm like, okay. I sat in front of him.
So you did? Hang on. Fucking how dumb are you?
And you just sat in the
Look,
car.
if he's going to do anything, I want to punch him in the face. Like, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, but
so I sat in front of him.
Fucking hell.
And I said, what kind of, what are you showing me? And he goes, so I want to push on your chest and you push on my chest and we push each other. And I said, I don't know what style of training that is. I don't know if you think it's BJJ or whatever it is, but that's not what I do. I think you need to leave the gym.
He wanted to fucking BJ and drop the other J from me. I tell you, that's what he wanted, buddy.
He offered to pay more and I told him to fuck off. Okay. So, yeah, that was my...
But yeah, you see some weird stuff.
Weird shit. I mean, that's just, it is.
People are just fucked up.
Absolutely weird.
But that wasn't through social media.
Yeah. But I mean, that's even worse. It's through a consult, a legitimate consult. So, I mean, it's as I said, the reason why I wanted to get you girls on this topic is that it is International Women's Day. Women need to be celebrated every day, in my opinion. And now being one of, I consider myself one of the elder heads in this industry, whether people respect that or not, I couldn't give two fucks. But I do want to look out for our upcoming females. There's a lot of good trainers here that do their thing and, need to be brought up, because I think in our industry, not enough people gas each other up.
Yeah, they need more role models.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean?
They need more women that are going to take them under their wing and just make them really confident within the industry, because if you're not confident, especially in Dubai, they'll squash you. They'll ruin you.
And going back to like body image, let's touch on that a little bit. And like you've said, you felt the pressures to keep up your
because
image.
before I was competing, so I was always in shape. I had to make sure that I looked the part.
Yeah.
But it's not something that you can maintain. Some girls can. Some girls are naturally very thin.
Yeah.
So it's fine for them to stay that way, but unfortunately, I'm not. So for me, I struggled to stay in that shape and felt if I put on a little bit of weight, then people were no longer going to look up to me. People were no longer going to think that I was fit. So it was a big struggle for me to keep that image until I got to a point where I just stopped caring about what people thought and focused on what I wanted and what made me happy.
You need to do that, man. That's the biggest thing. And what about you, Lou? Like, do you feel the pressures of looking a certain way, being a certain way now? Because you've taken a turn with your career in terms of like now you're, as much as you're a fitness instructor as well, you are dipping your shoe in the boxing side of it. So for an average look. If those who don't know female boxing, people have this perspective of female boxers looking butch, like this, and they should look a certain way. But then you see someone like her. So it has that perspective. But do you feel pressures of that side of it as well?
Well, I would actually say that I felt more pressure before. Yeah. Like I felt like I didn't fit in the way that I do now, because now I can actually do exactly what I want to do and feel like when I started working in that gym, started going in that direction, I feel more like I belong. Yeah. And I feel more like...
Than a normal conventional gym, you're saying, right?
Yeah, I feel more like I have a voice, actually. And I really like that. But the thing about me is that I like to keep it real. Like, I would never change who I am for social media or my image. For example, on my Instagram profile, I'm a trainer. Everybody expects me to be fit. Like, people will say to me, oh, but you probably never, go out drinking or something like that. Well, now people won't, because my Instagram profile, I show everything that I do. And
she goes blank.
Oh.
6 drinks goes blank, this one. And then goes missing. And that's it. That's
good.
last to see.
But anyways, actually that have helped me quite a lot, because that's how I get the clients that I want.
They can. It's normal. It's a relation, right?
Yeah.
You get a relation.
And they can be, she's actually normal. Yeah. She's not just, she's not just eating vegan. She's not, never having an ice cream. Yeah. She's actually, she go out sometimes, she gets shit-faced, she do her own stuff. Like, I work out a lot, but I also go out for social events and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm not afraid to show it.
Absolutely.
And it's good to have that balance.
Yeah. 100%. I love that. And that's, in the beginning, I didn't really quite feel like I could be like that. Yeah. But now I actually feel like I found a way.
I don't post when I'm out drinking because I'm just... you don't want to see it.
You're a mess.
Like, my face is fucking sliding off. You don't want to see any of that, but that's why I don't post. Well, but my other issue with that is then you have trainers that are partying all the friggin' time and then pretending to be
I get abused for that all the time.
And then pretending to be like healthy and
like
fit.
Fucked up videos.
I don't like that shit. Like, if you're gonna preach health, then you shouldn't be out partying all the time.
That's where we're going to... listen, you've got your gearheads in this gym going, we are the epitome of... Like, we are the focus of fitness, but yet, same dickheads are injecting out the front of the gym. Out the front of the gym.
Why do I get painted with that stick?
I'm not. But I'm saying out the front of the gym, drinking their Red Bull and have their cigarette and then going in for the workout.
Yeah, they're just fucking idiots.
Come on.
They're not healthy either.
Listen, I get it. If you're excessively drinking, I have more problems with trainers hiding it off their social media and then preaching it. Live like this, live like that. Hang on, brother. I saw you down at Cove on Friday and I fucked off your head.
Well, there's that too.
Right, I don't like that. I think, just be real. You're a trainer. You do it for a job. You're not a doctor. You're not a fucking...
but that doesn't mean... No, sorry. You can't pretend to be all healthy and shit and then be partying all the time. I party like maybe once every 2-3 months.
But it's perspective. It's individuals... Like, whatever.
Yeah, but then you can't be preaching, stick to your diet, do this.
No, yeah, but
then you're not doing any of that.
a guy who's I've mentioned his name a few times, or maybe one other time. This James Smith from the UK. He's made a living off basically telling people balanced lifestyle, go for a drink. If you're drinking 5 nights a week, you got a
then
problem.
it's your problem.
You got a problem.
Of course.
But if you're out one weekend every week,
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not saying one week. That's fine. I'm just
because
saying.
I've had people come at me before and like, aren't you meant to be a PT? I'm like, yeah, and
I know you get that.
and what?
But I usually say tell people when I give them a diet plan, I say, as long as you stick to your calorie deficit, let's say they want to lose weight.
Yeah.
Well, you can have one piece of chocolate.
Just a question:
every
are
day.
either of you qualified nutritionists?
Yes.
Yeah. I just never really used.
I was expecting an Nigel was going to go in there, yeah, but okay, yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was expecting it different. Well, okay, look, yeah, so I get your point. I do get your point, but I will also
I
say
live
fuck your
and
point
breathe.
because
Like, this is what annoys me. I live and breathe. Okay, I wake up every morning. I
breathe.
I breathe. I do my morning cardio. That's my life. Like, if you ask anyone, any of my housemates, they'll be like, that's all she does.
your fitness is your life.
Is my life.
Okay, so that's where we
And I'm not saying that it needs to be every PT's life, but I just don't understand if you're going to preach to someone, if you're going to coach someone about living a healthy lifestyle, then you need to be doing that yourself.
But that's
but
exactly
you know,
what we're talking about, training styles.
And
right,
I think
exactly the same.
I think for me, especially because I've been in all of those. Like when I was competing for athletic fitness back in the days, I got totally fucked. You know, like I would bring Tupperware when I went out with my friends. Like
I still do.
For social events, right?
I still do.
But now I feel like I still feel like training is my life. I will train 2 times per day.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's all our lives. That's why we're still in the industry.
I will still go out on social events without my top.
And it's fine. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go out on social
guys,
events.
Sev's attacking us.
I'm talking about the dickheads that are at Cove Beach on Tuesday, that are at here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
look,
every single
but
day.
again, look, my opinion, each to your own. If you're good at what you do on the gym floor and you gain respect from people, that's your thing. It's your business. And
I'm just saying, practice what you fucking preach.
there you go.
We do.
Right, listen, we got 3 minutes left. I want you guys to wrap it up in terms of what would you give the younger females and males advice on being respected in this industry and going forward with a bit of, you want to get that confidence in this industry. What would you say to them?
My biggest thing is don't change yourself to fit in.
Yeah.
Don't fit in. It's much better. People will book you because you're different. So that's my biggest thing.
Yep. So don't change your stripes.
Don't get like fooled of what you see. And lots of it is just a facade. Like people are trying to make their life perfect, but actually it's not. So just be who you are. Be real. Be raw.
Nobody's life's perfect.
Yeah.
Sev, and you?
Don't change. Yeah.
And me, don't be arrogant.
Oh, that's a good one.
Learn from respected coaches.
Yep.
So there's so much to learn. Like what I did, I've booked coaching with so many different types of coaches to learn from them, to gain the knowledge that they've gained over all these years. One, and be fucking confident.
Yeah.
True. Just stick to who you are and be confident with it.
Yeah.
But still be humble.
Be humble, of course. Don't be arrogant. Don't think you're better than anyone on the gym floor.
Yeah.
And there's too many arrogant people in this country.
I think if there's one thing I want to round up is that, guys, remember you are a PT. You can be good at being a PT or a coach, but that's what your job is. You're a coach. You're not a Nobel Prize winner. Let's keep it relative to what you do. Be good at what you do. Again, don't listen to people. Listen to people because you can learn a lot from listening. And again, what these two said, drop the arrogance, drop the ego. And if you're in the industry for the right purposes, you still want to help people. I think that's why we all got into it.
And help each other out, right?
Yeah.
Helping
and
people,
invest in your education.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
That's a big one. Yeah, absolutely.
Just keep investing, keep learning. You'll never know enough.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you for joining me today. It's been a good 50 minutes, and I think that went well. Guys, At the Find Fit People app is now live on Play Stores and iTunes. So go onto those 2 platforms, download that app, support the boys and support that brand because it's gone upcoming. And I'm just looking which camera, sorry guys. And let's all get on that. If you're a fitness professional or other professionals, have a look at it and do that today. So have a good weekend. Thank you for joining in the One Try podcast with Coach Naka and the girls. Peace.
See you guys.
We've all been there. Hours searching the internet, asking friend upon friend, making call after call, trying to find the right fitness professional, health specialist, or sports coach. So much time, energy, and even money spent only to find more problems than solutions. Well, now, with the Find Fit People platform, you can find all the available professionals with the skills you need in an instant. We've removed all the barriers by establishing a community of many different skilled health specialists, sports coaches, and fitness professionals that are alerted immediately once you've posted your request. In under 30 seconds, you can attract multiple professionals with the right skills to help you achieve the result you want. It's simple, fast, and free. Find us online at www.findfitpeople.com or download the Find Fit People app from Apple or Google Play stores so you can find fit people today.